In July 2024, the Department of Children and Youth adopted new Step Up to Quality standards. These new standards were adopted with the goal of improving child outcomes, reducing administrative burden, and increasing parental access to quality settings. Under these new standards, Step Up to Quality has moved from a 5-star award system to a 3-level award system: bronze, silver, and gold. In this video, we'll be going over the changes to the 3-star standards, which is now silver award level. Programs must be implementing a curriculum that is aligned to the Ohio Early Learning Development Standards and the Science of Reading. You can find a list of approved curriculums at the link provided. Programs will also need to have documentation of current activity lesson plans that support children's development and learning and include experiences from your curriculum. Activity lesson plans for school-age children need to be aligned with the Ohio K-12 learning standards, which is a change from the previous standards. Programs will need to complete a comprehensive formal child assessment aligned to the Ohio Early Learning Standards for all infant, toddler, and preschool-age children at least twice annually. You can find a list of approved assessments at the link provided. Programs will also need to have documentation of evidence they used to complete the assessment and how they shared the results of the assessment with the families. Lead teachers and FCC providers need to be able to explain their child assessment process during their verification visit. Programs will need to complete a comprehensive developmental screening for all children and share the results with families. Developmental screenings need to be completed within 60 days of enrollment and re-screened annually. Results need to be shared with the families within 30 days of completing the screening. If a child has a need that is identified through the screening, referrals must be made within 60 days, and the program needs to maintain documentation of the referral process and the referrals. School-age children, children on an IEP, and children on an IFSP are not required to have a screening completed. Developmental screenings are completed through the Ages and Stages Questionnaire, or ASQ. Programs must complete an annual self-assessment in the form of an environmental rating scale for each age group of children. This would be the Infant Toddler Environment Rating Scale, the ITERS, for infant and toddler classrooms, the Early Childhood Environment Rating Scale, the ECHRS for preschool classrooms, the School Age Care Environment Rating Scale, the SACRS for school-age classrooms, or the Family Child Care Environment Rating Scale, FICRS, for family child care programs. Once the self-assessment is complete, lead teacher or FCC provider will select an area of focus and set a goal for improvement. Documentation of the goals need to include the teacher's name, the age group of the children, the name of the self-assessment tool, the date the self-assessment tool was completed, and the action steps needed to complete the goal and the time frame to complete the goal. The goal needs to be updated at least annually. Programs will need to meet the Ohio Classroom Observation Tool, OCOT, standards through the observation during their verification visit. Administrators will need to develop a continuous improvement plan with 2 program goals and action steps on how to reach those goals, as well as a goal based on input from staff and families. Documentation of how input was gathered from staff and families needs to be maintained on site. These goals need to be updated annually. Child care administrators need to have an associate's degree in an approved related field, or a CPL-3, or a school-age administrator professional endorsement if only serving school-age children, or an administrator credential 2. In addition, 25% of the lead teachers need to have a minimum of an associate's degree in an approved related field, a CPL-3, or a school-age lead teacher professional endorsement if in a school-age only group. FCC providers need to have a CDA or an associate's degree in an approved related field, or a CPL-2, or a school-age administrator professional endorsement if only serving school-age children, or an administrator credential 2. If the FCC provider has a lead teacher, they will also need to meet these requirements. PD hours will no longer be on a biennium basis. Under the new standards, all administrators, lead teachers, assistant teachers, and FCC providers must obtain 10 hours of Ohio-approved training annually. PD topics must include at least 2 of the following: trauma, developmental milestones, critical conversations, behavior classroom management, family engagement, curriculum and assessment, science of reading, or inclusion. Administrators or FCC providers will need to take an additional 2 hours of Ohio-approved training for a total of 12 hours annually. For the current year, July 1st, 2024 through July 30th, 2025, these topic areas will not be assessed, but administrators and teachers will need to complete their 10 hours of Ohio-approved trainings. After July 1st of 2025, these topic areas will be assessed, and administrators will need to complete the additional 2 hours for a total of 12 hours. The program needs to utilize a tool that identifies the needs of the whole family. The tool needs to identify family needs in at least 3 areas, including developmental or educational needs, health needs, and resource needs, such as food or utility assistance. The tool also needs to document what resources were provided to the family. The tool needs to be completed within 30 days of enrollment and updated at least annually. If a family need is identified, the program needs to follow up with the families with a referral within 30 days and maintain documentation of the referral process and what referrals were made. If you need assistance transitioning to or meeting the new Silver standards, please reach out to your Action for Children Step Up to Quality Technical Assistant Coach. If you do not know who your TA is, you can email SUTQCENTERS@actionforchildren.org if you are a child care center, or SUTQFCC@actionforchildren.org if you are a family child care provider.